Alright guys, so yesterday what we learned?
Multi-step.
Yeah. How to solve multi-step equations, right? What does it mean by multi-step equation? What does it look like? More than one step, more than two step. What does it look like though?
Variable on each side.
You have a variable on both sides, right? Do we have the same learning target today?
No, wait. Yes. Wait, yes.
Yes, so we're taking multi-step equations a little bit deeper, okay? So if you want to fill that in, you can. We're still solving equations with variables on both sides. They're just going to be a little bit different than what we did yesterday. So we're going to have a couple of steps. And these steps will actually, they'll go with what we learned yesterday as well. Just the first step, or the first two steps we might just skip, okay? Let's do it first and then we'll figure it out. So do you remember when we were simplifying expressions? So kind of on that equation mystery sheet, remember that? What was our first step, Hudson? Distribute a property, right? That's going to be the same here. Our very first step is always going to evaluate or solve for the distributed property. So we have to know how to distribute because we're not going to get away from it. Okay. Do you remember what we did after we distributed?
We combined their like terms.
Yeah, we combine like terms, right? So same thing here. We're just going to combine like terms on both sides of the equation. So we're not going to switch on each side. We're just going to look at the left-hand side and combine like terms, and then look at the right-hand side and combine like terms, okay? So combine like terms on each side. Maybe, let's say separately. So we know to keep them separate. Only combine on left, only combine on right. Okay. So then, what do we do?
Then we get the variable on one side and then the
Okay.
of one variable on one side.
Okay. So when we're solving equations, what order do we go in? If we're trying to get variables and constants on one side, how do you do that? What operations? Adding or subtracting, right? So that means we're basically, first we're going to undo all of our addition and our subtraction. I'm just going to put my signs. Undo, plus or minus, addition or subtraction. And then after I do that, what's the last? Undo multiplication or division. Okay. And then once you get to that step, you should have a pretty simple equation that you know how to solve. So of course your last step would be to solve the equation. Okay. All right, so let's look at an example. We got that copied down? We good? All right, so number 1. It says 7 times v minus 4 equals 3 times 3 plus v, all minus 1. So looking at that, what's my first step? Distribute. So what am I distributing over here on the left? A 7, right? So what does it mean what does it mean to distribute again? What operation am I doing? Multiplying. So 7 times v gives me 7v, and then minus 7 times 4. Should be 28. Do I need to distribute on the right? Yes. Going to distribute a 3. So what does that give me?
9.
Good. 9 plus 3v. And then I need to bring that minus 1 down. All right. What's next? Combine like terms on each side. So on the left-hand side, can I combine like terms? No, so I'm just going to bring it down. Can't do anything to that yet. Can I combine like terms on the right?
No.
Yes. What are they? 9 and minus 1. So what is 9 minus 1? 8. So then that leaves me with 8 plus 3b. What's next?
You
Undo my addition or subtraction. So in this case, what do we want to do first?
minus 8.
Okay, so you want to do the numbers first, constants first?
Yeah.
Okay. So if I subtract 8 from both sides, what am I left with on the left? Over here?
Sure. Negative 30.
So 7v.
36. Yeah.
36. That's what I thought.
Should be negative 36, right?
Yeah.
Because it's a negative 28 minus 8. So negative 28 plus negative 8. So you add the 2 and they're both negative. And then my 8's cancel over here, right? Leaving me with just a 3b. Do I still have addition or subtraction to undo? Yeah. What is it?
Add. Wait, what's
7v, right? I don't want to subtract 3v because what would that leave me with on the right? 0, and I don't want that, okay? So I want to get rid of that 7v. So they cancel over here, and I'm left with negative 36. Okay. Is there any more addition or subtraction there?
No.
No. So now what? Good. I'm going to divide both sides by negative 4. So what is v equal to?
9.
Positive 9. How would I check something like this?
You don't.
You do.
You plug in the V.
You plug in the v, the 9, right? 9 for v. Am I going to plug it into this equation?
No.
I'm going back to my original equation, and you're going to plug it into the equation you started with. So, that means I will have 7 times 9 minus 4 equals 3 times 3 plus 9 minus 1. So all I did is I just plugged that 9 in for v. Okay. Now, in order to figure out if both sides are equal, I have to use my order of operations. So what am I doing first here? Why do I need to distribute?
Because it's the first step.
Not really.
Oh,
Order of operations.
order of operations.
Parentheses. I need to do my parentheses first. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. So I need to do 9 minus 4 first. And then multiply by 7.
35.
Is it 35? Should be. 7 times 5. And then over here, I still need to do parentheses first. So 9 plus 3. And then multiply that by 3. And then subtract 1. So what is that?
35.
Yeah. So 9 plus 3 is what?
Oh, it's going to be 36.
And then you minus 1. Yes.
That's okay.
Okay.
I added on.
Questions on that one? Okay, what about number 2? What do I need to do first?
Property.
Distributive property. So I'm distributing a negative 2. So I should have negative 2y plus negative 12. What's the same as plus a negative? Minus. I'm going to go ahead and just say minus 12. And then I have y plus 3 plus 2y. Yes. Next step is to combine like terms. Can I do it on the left-hand side? No, so I'm just going to bring that down. But can I do it on the right?
Yes.
Yeah, what are they?
Y and 2y.
Y and 2y, which gives me 3y. Now this is what we learned how to do yesterday, right? So I'm undoing my addition or subtraction. What do I want to do first? Which one?
Plus,
Minus 3.
What a minus 3? Plus 2y?
Yeah, because
Okay.
then you don't have a negative to do. Well, you don't have two negatives to do.
Okay. So if we add 2y,
Gives you 5y.
yes, I have negative 12 equals 5y plus 3.
Now you.
Would it have been wrong to subtract 3 from both sides? Or add 12 to both sides?
No.
Or add 2y to both sides? No, it doesn't necessarily matter which term you do, as long as you are getting all variables on one side, all constants on one side. Okay?
Isn't it negative 2y? Are we supposed to add negative 2y?
What? You're just taking the opposite of whatever symbol is there.
Oh, yeah, I got
So because it's a negative 2y, the opposite of negative would be positive, which is just a plus. Okay. All right, now what? Subtract 3?
Yes.
Subtract 5y?
No.
Add 12?
No.
Which one?
Subtract
You
three.
subtract 3
Yes.
from both sides.
Because then you don't end up with. Because if you subtracted 5y, you can't subtract it.
From anything, right? I've already got my variable on that side,
Yeah.
which tells me I have to get rid of this one.
And if you subtract negative, or if you add negative, you end up with.
Yes. So what? That gives me negative 15 equals 5y. So then what's y? Negative 3. Questions?
Now we have to check.
Is it okay if I skip the check on this one?
Yes.
Do we understand how to check it?
Yes.
Okay. So I want to make sure we get through 3 and 4. All right, number 3. What's my first thing going to be? Distribute what?
Negative 2.
Negative 2. Good. So what do I have when I do that?
You have negative 6y plus, negative minus 8.
So negative 6r minus 8. And then I'm just going to copy down that other side
Then
for right now.
you combined. You can combine like terms on both sides.
On both sides?
No, you can do it on the right side.
Yes, I can do it on the right side. So my left is going to stay the same. And what am I combining over here?
Negative 5r and negative r.
Good. Negative 5r and negative r. So what is that? Negative 6r minus 8. Okay. Dylan?
Add 8.
Okay.
But so R
So-
identity.
Okay, so what do I have now? So what do I have over here? Negative 6r, right? What about over here? Do we notice anything yet? What do you notice? Is it a true statement? Is negative 6r the same as negative 6r?
Yes.
If I keep solving it, will I still get the same thing equals the same thing? Okay, so does that mean I have a solution?
Yes.
No. Because couldn't
That's
R
a real
equal
thing.
anything?
That's a real
It does mean I have a solution. Okay? The solution is everything.
I knew
Okay? It doesn't matter what number I plug in, I will always have a true statement. So that's called your identity. So your answer is the identity. Okay? Which means all numbers. So either one of those would be your answer. So just know that the identity means all numbers, and if your answer was all. So if you had a multiple choice question, or like on your ACAP test that you're going to take at the end of the year, your answer choice might be all numbers. Know that that's the same as identity, or identity is the same as all numbers. Okay. Jocelyn.
So on the little quiz thingy I thought there's like this answer that said no solution. Is that a real thing?
We're about to find out. We'll see.
So on number 2, it's
Um,
kind of like that.
So anytime that you get a number equals itself, it's going to be the identity. Okay. So if you need to make a note of that, you can. So anytime that you get a number equal to itself, I could have stopped as soon as I got negative 6r minus 8 equals negative 6r minus 8. Okay. I don't care if you stop. If you need to work it out all the way to the end to find out that the same equals the same, you can. But as soon as you figure out that the left-hand side is completely the same as the right-hand side, then you can just tell me the identity. Okay? But I need to at least see where you've distributed and combined like terms so that you can get to a step that says 10r equals 10r or whatever. Does that make sense?
Can you go to what says negative 6r minus 8 equals negative 6r minus 8?
Yeah, that's what I just said. Yeah, if you realized at that step that it was the same thing, then you can just stop and tell me identity. Questions on that? So if you get down and it says 5 equals 5, it's going to be identity. Because if I would have added 6r to both sides first, I would have gotten negative 8 equals negative 8, right? Which is my identity. Caleb.
Well, on the quiz thing, on number 2, it was like negative 6r or something, like the variable, minus 14 equals negative 6, whatever the variable was, plus something. Wouldn't that be our solution?
I don't know. I wasn't really listening to what you just said because you were saying a lot of numbers. Okay, so somebody give me a number between 1 and 10, not a huge one.
7.
3 or 7? 7. Okay. So let's just see if it's right. Let's see. So if I plug in 7, that means I would have negative 2 times. I'm going to do another parentheses. 3 times 7, so that it knows to multiply first. Yeah, it's so that I know to multiply 3 times 7 first, and then once it does that, plus 4. So that's why I did 2 parentheses. Okay. So that gives me negative 50. So remember that. See if the other side does it. Negative 5 times, what did we say? 7. And then minus 8 minus 7. Negative 50. See? So it doesn't matter what number you plug in, you'll still get negative 50 equals negative 50. Or 2 equals 2. Okay? Make sense? Okay. Alright, let's look at example number 4. Alright, what do you think I need to do first? On which side? The right hand side. So I'm not going to do anything to the left right now. When I distribute, what do I have? 4x plus 6. And then bring down that minus 9x. What's next? Like terms. So what are they?
4x.
Good. Okay, so I have a negative 5x plus 6. And then over here I have negative 5x minus 14. Okay. What now? Move that equal
This is
sign
kind of
down.
like the second problem.
Yes, it is. No, it's not like the third problem. No,
No, the first
Okay, what do I do? What do I do next? Subtract 6? Okay. Guys, you need to be writing this down. So, what is negative 14 minus 6? What is, this is negative 5x, right? Okay, negative 5x minus 20 equal negative 5x? No, because if negative 5x is equal to negative 5x, that means that minus 20 doesn't need to be there, right?
Solution minus 20 from 0, from 5 plus 0, which would equal negative 6.
So if you add 20 to both sides, is that really going to do anything? It's just going to leave negative 5x equals negative 5x plus 20, right? So is this a true statement? No, this is not true. So, that means that it doesn't matter any number that you put in for x, you will never get a true statement. Okay? So that means no solution. So you cannot solve for that. Another word for no solution is the null set. Okay? So either what you need to know that they're both the same, they mean the same thing. Okay? So you could either tell me that it's the null set or it's no solution.
I'm going to null set right now.
Questions. So if you get 5 equals 5, what is that? That's your identity. If you get x equals 2x,
That is no solution.
that is no solution. X cannot equal 2x or null set. Does this mean that every equation that you solve from now on out is going to have no solution or identity?
No.
Absolutely not. So when you're doing your homework, don't think that every answer is no solution or every answer is identity. Okay? You can either find x is all numbers identity, or no solution. Okay? So don't just automatically assume that everything has no answer.